jump into game number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your first game between MarineLorD and DeMusliM. Oh, I'm waiting for it. I'm
Boss
waiting
champ.
for it. Pause, champ.
Boss champ.
Don't worry.
There we go.
Are we here?
Yeah,
oh,
we're here.
We're here. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 between MarineLorD and DeMusliM. This is your semi-finals on the road to Red Bull Wololo Legacy. It is a best of 3. And spawning in the south of the map, representing Izzy Esports, playing as the Deli, we have got MarineLorD.
And on the northern side, another player representing a massive and even larger esports organization. It is going to be, under the banner of Team Liquid, DeMusliM playing as the Roos in red.
Take a look at that little landmark he's got in the town center. What do we got down there? What's it called? The thing in the middle where the bell should be, the gong should be. Yeah, what do we got there? Can we get a zoom in on that? Is that possible at all, Salami? I don't know if you've got zoom bound. He might not have. He does. He's shaking the camera. He does not have zoom bound. We're not going to be able to zoom in on that. So we're just going to have to look from a distance and guess what it could have been. I'm thinking it might have been like some sort of scholarly individual.
Yeah, this is one of the new things that Microsoft and Relic started adding into the game, that now with it's not even just the seasonal patches, sometimes these are the monthly patches that bring in these new weekly or bi-weekly events where you can unlock a bunch of these cool aesthetics to your stuff. For example, now there's a Springgold statue, and that's actually something that motivated a lot of players to start grinding the campaigns, because you could get yourself a Springgold statue if you played, I think, the second mission of the French campaign. So, for example, Beastie started playing the campaigns because of that. It's actually a nice way to get players to do specific things, like, for example, try out game modes that they wouldn't normally try out.
Well, I've got the Nest of Bees statue, but the problem is it's tiny. It's so small, and you see it compared to the elephant, and it's absolutely, it's barely even there. But MarineLorD actually sniping away one of the wolves there. We've got a couple of ice skates on these scouts' feet, but it looks like a second one actually gets scouted out there. A little bit of a misplay there by DeMusliM, and it looks like those wolves, he's going to be slowly tracking them. Turns around. Hold on. That was 3. DeMusliM just lost 3 wolves right there to MarineLorD. That is absolutely ludicrous. And now the 4th one. He is going to be able to pick up that 4th one. Whew, jeez.
Very, very micro-intensive over there, and it's difficult. Like, you have to very much of a quick math in your head in these scenarios. Like, someone is shooting at the wolf, and if you have 2 scouts out there, you know, MarineLorD just shot it from 9 HP to 6. This is where you have to turn around. If you shoot it too soon, then MarineLorD is going to finish it off, and it's messy, especially once you have more than 1 scout from each side, because you do have to do that quick math in your head to make sure that you turn around and shoot it at the right time. This being said, he's up to 345 bounty, and that is without boars, and that is without the amount of sheep that he has also managed to collect. So, truth be told, this is actually a very good amount of bounty here for DeMusliM.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm impressed. The fact that he lost 3 wolves and he's still sitting on 345 bounty on Dry Arabia. If this was on, you know, if we were on Highview, then sure, I could understand. But Dry Arabia, that's a pretty damn decent bounty already. Like, that is really, really good. So he's going to be super happy with that. Big shout out to Beastie Cutie as well, coming in with the Prime, or rather with the Tier 1 subscription. Zumbitsutsa to you, my friend.
Indeed, welcome Beastie Cutie out there. We're going to see Beastie Cutie in the second semifinals after this one. Salami right now is showing us the board locations, and one thing that you can easily spot is that the 2 boards are actually very close to one another. Both of them situate on the right hand side, and it looks like DeMusliM is moving towards those. Will be easily spotted here by MarineLorD, and we all know what that means. He's going to try and aggro the board with those scouts, make sure that he does as much damage to those villagers as humanly possible.
Yeah, you can see just how pesky he's being in here. He's trying to get in nice and close. That ball going to get pulled out towards the sacred site. You guys know exactly why he's doing that. Ideally, he wants to be able to drop his wooden fortress down here to both defend the sacred site and the villagers. The scout, unfortunately, losing its life, though. Villager trying its best to survive. Going to be looking to chase away the other scouts, but you'd have to say things went well there for MarineLorD. About as well as they could.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets over here. He managed to kill one scout from the enemy over here. Might actually yoink a low HP villager here, though. This is as good as it gets for MarineLorD if he gets it. Looks like the villager survives, at least for the time being. MarineLorD will try to yoink it, but it's difficult to click. He gets the kill, but loses the scout in return.
Yeah, so you kind of feel like in the early game, this is definitely, you know, close to a fair trade, but the longer the game keeps going on, the less it feels like a fair trade. And we do see a forward stable actually coming out there for DeMusliM. So not going into a wooden fortress, just going straight into a stable. Horsemen already making their way out. This could be bad for DeMusliM because he is not very far from the base of his enemy. Ooh, I'm not feeling good about this, Lidakor. That horseman is running in right now. Those villagers are probably going to have to turn around. Fortunately, that stable is up. It's going to be about 30 seconds before the first knight is out, and immediately on to the very first villager. Dropping down that archery range. We haven't seen any kind of reaction out yet from DeMusliM. Second horseman going to be coming out. This is not good right now for DeMusliM. MarineLorD really going to be coming in here and causing havoc. This is the consequence of playing for that greedier style where you don't drop down the wooden fortress. Things are not looking good for him. The third horseman now coming out, completely surrounding these villagers and forcing them back. Well, we often talk about disasters or masterpieces, and this is definitely a disaster. Things are not looking good right now for DeMusliM. He's lost many villagers. Fortunately, now he's got a knight out. He's also got an archer, but that archer obviously going to get cleaned up as well. The consequence right now of playing a greedier style is that you might get punished, and that's exactly what happens. A spearman also coming out as well. Look at MarineLorD just pushing right now with the tempo like an absolute madman. This is incredible. And now we see the knights just trying their best to prevent these horsemen from coming through, still attacking the villager on the backside. More villagers going to be coming out to DeMusliM. This is terrible.
This is terrible, as you pointed out. I mean, he's down 8 villagers, and the knights are super pricey. You simply can't afford the main backbone of your army because you don't have the eco for it. And now you see the villagers are moving out here. MarineLorD spots them, and they're completely undefended. This is looking really bad for DeMusliM, and we could see a 10-minute long game here in game number 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. It is not really looking good for him. And I guess the big question is, why didn't we see a wooden fortress come out? A wooden fortress works so well here in that it defends the sacred site, but it also allows you to keep those villagers inside. And we just didn't see it, and it really got punished. MarineLorD did a great job in recognizing that, and now he's up by more than 10 villagers, and we're only 7 minutes into this game.
That is brutal, and he's yet to capture the sacred site. So once he has those sacred sites, plus the berries, and starts unleashing the Delhi hell with the spearmen, with the horsemen out there, it's gonna be really difficult for DeMusliM to stop. And we could reach the point where he just doesn't have the army to hold this location. He would even lose the production buildings. And I feel like we're getting closer and closer to that. There's just simply insufficient amount of knights here to deal with this one. Scholars also doing their best to heal, but you see, the archer damage is actually insufficient to even deal with one scholar out there. MarineLorD could win this fight without losing a single unit here, potentially.
Yeah, he's looking really good. And keep in mind, if he does win this fight here, that there are villagers ready for the taking. This is something that we saw in the previous series, that if you do win a fight, then typically your reward might be dead villagers. But now we do see reinforcements coming out. DeMusliM going to be looking to hold on. Another knight going to be coming out here. Things looking good for him. But at the same time, the heals for these scholars is just so damn big at this point. The horsemen are not dying, and now they continue to push through. And with that, it means that we're going to see that scout taken out, and good game gets called. DeMusliM taps out barely 10 minutes into your first game.
Oh my goodness, such a clinic here by MarineLorD, and as you pointed out, DeMusliM decided not to go for that wooden fortress, and MarineLorD diagnosed it really well. He realized that this is your entire food eco. If I can do any damage to it, you're going to struggle to put out units onto the battlefield. And we have seen this so many times in Delhi, that swarm of units is very difficult to stop, even when your eco is well set up. But when your eco is under pressure, when you have inefficiency, when you have idle time, it's difficult to put out the numbers that you need to stop that flood of Delhi units. And ultimately, this just snowballed out of control really fast here in the favor of MarineLorD. And such an easy win, or I won't call it easy actually, because let's create MarineLorD for the insane micro he had with the scholars out there. It wasn't easy. It might have looked easy, but it wasn't as easy as it looks. But such a clean and fast victory in game number 1 of a best of 3, putting him to match point, is immensely valuable for MarineLorD.
That was incredibly quick. And I guess MarineLorD just demonstrating, you know, his prowess there. That was an absolutely methodical play from him. I am so impressed with that, but at the same time, I think, you know, I'd love to know a little bit more about DeMusliM's mindset and what he was thinking with regard to not putting down that wooden fortress.